All right, let's talk about Token 2049 Singapore. This wasn't just another crypto conference. It was more like a roadmap, giving us a really clear signal of where the entire world of digital finance is headed next. So let's break down what that future actually looks like.
And when I say signal, I mean a massive global one. I mean, the scale here was just huge. Over 25,000 attendees coming in from more than 160 countries. This wasn't some small regional meetup. This was the entire crypto world all in one place, figuring out what comes next.
And that's really the heart of it. People who were there on the ground called it a seismic moment. The vibe wasn't just about patting ourselves on the back for past wins. No, it was about drawing a line in the sand. It felt like the official start of the next major cycle in crypto. So, what did that new era look like?
Well, it started with a really clear shift in focus. If the last few years were all about the hype around NFTs or the big scaling race with Layer 2s, the conversations at Token 2049 were pointing to a completely different set of technologies that are going to own the spotlight for 2025 and beyond. This right here, this is basically the new tech trinity that was on everyone's lips. It dominated conversations, and more importantly, it's where investor attention is going. We're talking quantum security, real-world assets, and decentralized AI. Let's dig into why each of these is such a huge deal. First up, we've got something that honestly sounds like science fiction, but it's a very, very real threat. The fact is, quantum computers could one day break the very encryption that keeps things like Bitcoin and Ethereum safe. It's an existential risk. So the industry is now in a flat-out race to build post-quantum solutions. It's a huge priority. Next, we have real-world assets, or RWA. This is the big bridge connecting the digital economy to the traditional one. Think about taking a skyscraper or a pile of corporate bonds and putting them on the blockchain as tokens. We're talking about trillions of dollars of potential value coming on-chain. This, plus that third pillar, decentralized AI, which is all about building transparent, community-owned AI, these things together signal a massive leap forward. But okay, innovation wasn't just about brand new, shiny tech. There was another really powerful theme playing out. The entire crypto ecosystem is finally growing up. It's getting more sophisticated, and it's starting to focus on real users, not just speculators. And this slide just illustrates that perfectly. I mean, remember when NFTs were just seen as speculative JPEGs? Yeah, that narrative is basically dead. Now, NFTs are being built into the very core of things like gaming ecosystems and community-run economies. They have real utility now. They're not just about hype. Same story in decentralized finance or DeFi. It's growing up too. The goal isn't just to build these incredibly complex protocols that only insiders can use. The new target is all about scale and simplicity. It's about how we can get the next 100 million users on board, making things easy and letting assets flow smoothly between different blockchains. Now, for what might be the most surprising shift of all, meme coins. Yeah, what we all used to write off as just speculative noise has actually morphed into a legitimate market force. They had their own breakout moment at the conference, proving they're not just a subculture anymore. They're a real catalyst for market movement. So what does that actually mean? It means meme culture is now a headline driver. These coins are shaping how the market thinks, they're pulling in huge amounts of liquidity, and they're building these massive, highly engaged communities. And for traders, this has opened up a whole new world of fast-moving opportunities to find an edge. All right, let's zoom back out. What's the fuel in the engine for all this maturation? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is the macro forces at play. We're talking about the tidal wave of institutional money finally coming in and a regulatory landscape that's starting to shift and accelerate everything. According to the speakers at the event, one of the biggest factors here is a feeling of more favorable regulatory tailwinds. For example, a pro-crypto stance cited from the US under President Trump was mentioned over and over as a major driver, fueling new waves of capital and giving big institutions the confidence they needed to jump in. And look, when that institutional smart money comes in, they bring a new level of scrutiny. They're not just investing in a cool idea on a white paper anymore. VCs and big funds are now demanding projects show three key things: that they have proven traction, that they have clear utility that can actually scale, and that they have a real sustainable model that actually generates revenue. The days of just selling a promise are over. So, when you put all of these pieces together, you have the new tech, the maturing sectors, the undeniable power of meme culture, and that big institutional stamp of approval. You start to get a very clear picture of an industry that's at a major turning point.
And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway from Token 2049. Crypto is no longer just some niche, isolated asset class. It has truly evolved. It's now a multi-layered global financial ecosystem, an economy that's shaped by culture, secured by next-gen tech, and is being powered by real-world assets and decentralized intelligence.
And all of that leaves us with one final, and I think crucial question. The future that Token 2049 showed us, it's here. The industry has fundamentally changed. The real question is whether the tools, the strategies, and the platforms we're all using have actually evolved with it. Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.